What is up, guys? RGT85 here, and today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Sega Genesis clone console, the Mega Retron HD from Hyperkin. Now, we've covered other Hyperkin products on the channel before, something like the Retron 77, which I was not a huge fan of, but Hyperkin does make some decent stuff from time to time, so I was interested to check this system out. Obviously, Sega Genesis stuff is becoming very popular. You have the Sega Genesis Mini coming to us from Sega in 2019. Of course, Analog announced the Mega SG, which looks really cool as well. But that's a premium system, and this is more of a budget-based system. It retails for around 45 bucks. So if you're looking for a quick fix to play some Sega Genesis cards, this could be a good option if it plays the games well. Ryan from Castlemania Games actually sent this over for us to check out, so big shout out to Ryan. Make sure you guys go check out his site. He's actually sponsoring a giveaway that we are currently doing right now at the time of this video. I'll talk about it more so at the end of this video, but what is the Mega Retron HD? What does this system bring to the table, and is it worth owning? Sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's check out the Mega Retron HD.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! Alright, so here we have the Mega Retron HD coming to us from Hyperkin. A couple questions that always get asked on these videos. Why not just play a Raspberry Pi? Because a Raspberry Pi does not play my Sega Genesis cartridges. That's pretty much the reason why, and I have a bunch of different emulation stuff as it is. Does this play Sega 32X carts? No, it does not, because the Sega 32X had its own video out, and it's very hard to sort of do. And does it play Sega CD stuff? It does not. Of course, the Mega SG does have a Sega CD slot on it, so you can attach a Sega CD to the system, but I don't have one of those yet. They're not out yet, but we'll take a look at one of those when it comes out. But here is the Mega Retron HD from Hyperkin. As you can see, it definitely has a Sega Genesis styling to it. I kind of like the way this looks, honestly. It has a good weight to it as well. A lot of these clone systems feel like, they're just, they weigh like half a pound or something, but this actually has a good weight to it, a good shine. It obviously looks like a original Sega Genesis system. We have the on-off switch, the reset button, 2 controller slots, so you can play with your standard Sega Genesis controllers as well, of course. Flipping it over to the back end of it, we have the micro USB power supply, the HDMI out, AV cable support, and 16:9 to 4:3. Let's go ahead and put that in 4:3 because I don't want to stretch out my games. So yeah, the system itself honestly looks pretty nice, I feel. It's got an instruction manual here, some sort of warning. We're not gonna read the warning. Come on now. Here is the controller that it comes with. It comes with 1 controller. I would have liked 2, but do what you can do. The D-pad on it feels pretty good. Buttons feel nice. Like I said, you can use a standard Genesis controller with it, but when I review these systems, I like to use the stuff that actually comes with it. You can see that it has some sort of elevated grip here, so that's actually kind of nice. It actually feels pretty decent in your hand, contours to your hand decently, and the D-pad itself feels nice. 6-button controller, so that's cool. And then I'm going to assume these are our power supplies, HDMI cables, all that fun stuff. Wow, I was right. All right, so we have both an HDMI and an AV cable. So if you want to play it on a CRT TV, you can do that. I don't know why you would want to, but whatever. If you're using a CRT, you might as well just use an original Genesis. I like these systems because it's an easy way to play your cartridges on an HD television. This system does output to 720p, not 1080p, just 720p. And here is the power brick. I think I own a million different power bricks nowadays. So here's the power brick. Everything is inside of there. So all in all, definitely aesthetically pleasing, but it doesn't really matter if the games don't run well on it. So we're gonna check out a bunch of different games for the system. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna see how the system itself performs, see how the controller itself performs, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts on it. Alright, so first up we're going to check out Sonic the Hedgehog 2 running on the Mega Retron HD, because this is a game that is very important to the Sega Genesis library, and of course if you've ever played an AT Games clone console, the sound is absolutely terrible on those, and it's usually, just completely off. So I figure this was a game that everyone knows how it looks, everyone knows how it sounds, and everyone knows how it should play. And Sonic 2 is playing very well. It looks good. It sounds good, which is very important. I'm using the controller that came with the system, like I said at the start of the video, because I like to check out, you know, the stuff that comes with it, because that's what you'll be getting. So honestly, you know, it's looking like it should. It's playing like it should. The controller itself feels pretty comfortable. I definitely don't have any complaints about the controller. It's actually kind of nice. I might actually like it a bit more than the standard Genesis 6-button controller, but we'll give the buttons a bit of a workout. Obviously, this is a more simplistic style game. You know, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on in terms of you know, difficult controls or anything like that. But you know, so far so good. Sonic is looking like it should. It's playing like it should. So that's a big positive in my opinion. We're off to a good start with the Mega Retron HD. Let's just play a little bit more, because I don't know, I just feel like playing a little bit more. That was glorious. All right, so yeah, Sonic is looking good. Sonic is playing good. We're off to a good start. Now let's check out a game that will actually work out the 6-button controller. All right, you knew what was coming up next. Of course, it's going to be Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition on the Sega Genesis. We're going to check this out so that way we can use the 6-button controller, make sure that all the buttons on it are good. You know, the input lag is minimal to none, and we'll check this out. Yeah, you know, honestly, it's a little, the D-pad's a little stiff, but then again, I have been playing the arcade version of the game with my arcade 1-up cabinet, so I'm kind of used to a joystick, which is very strange because I'm primarily a D-pad player when it comes to Street Fighter and things like that, because I never really played the arcade stuff. Yeah, we're getting used to it. It's just, it's a little bit different than with the joystick, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's being responsive. It's responding to my inputs. I'm obviously doing pretty well, so I can't complain. The game looks nice. Colors look okay. I wish they popped a little bit more. You know, like on the SNES Classic, you know, they obviously use some really interesting emulation on that to make the colors really pop. A lot of these clone systems aren't able to replicate that, but you know, it does look good enough, I feel. So, you know, that's all that really matters. It looks good on your HD setup, and it sounds good and it plays good. So, yeah, oh wow, I'm getting destroyed here by Dalsum. I will say the 6-button controller that comes with the system is pretty nice. It's responsive, and it's definitely comfy too. So, let's check out another game. I got you, Dalsum. Let's check out another game and see how it performs with that. All right, next up we're going to check out Wrestle War. Now this is actually a Japanese Mega Drive game, but this system does have a switch on the bottom of it to choose between NTSC-U, NTSC Japan, and PAL games. So it will supposedly play all of these games. I did want to check out a Japanese Mega Drive game. This is actually the only Japanese Mega Drive game I own, so I'm not really well versed in the library of Mega Drive stuff. But this was actually given to me by a viewer of the channel at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. So huge shout outs, because without giving me this game, I actually wouldn't have a way to check out a Mega Drive game. So this is Wrestle War. I've admittedly know nothing about this game. It's not the most intuitive wrestling game ever. It's kind of fun. Oh god, the camera is crazy on this thing. I will say the character animations are nice though. Obviously this was an arcade game, so it definitely, you know, it's got the timer, it has that sort of arcade feel. I kind of prefer a more traditional wrestling game. A nice suplex there. God, those camera angles are crazy. But yeah, so it does play, you know, NTSC-J games. It plays, of course, North American games, as we saw with Sonic. I don't own any PAL region games because, you know, it would be 50 megahertz anyways, and the sound would be all weird and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's a big plus in my opinion, the fact that it will play Japanese games, European games, and of course your North American games. So, you know, so far I'm pretty impressed with the system. I do want to check out one more thing with it before we get into my final thoughts with it, and that is a Power Base Mini, so we can play Master System games on here. So let's check that out next and see what that does. All right, so next up we're going to look at Batman Returns running on the Master System via the Power Base Mini on the Mega Retron HD. And everything is looking like it should. It's playing like it should. This is actually a really fun game if you've never played it before. Much better than the Genesis version of of Batman Returns, I was not a big fan of that game because it wasn't very well done. But this game is definitely a lot more fun in my opinion. And like I said, we are using a Power Base Mini on the Mega Retron HD here. Oh, and I fell into the gap. I've never actually gone this way. The other way is easier. But I wanted to try a little bit of a challenge here. But yes, so everything is playing like it should. Now this is a PAL region game, so I did have to switch the switch on the bottom of the system to PAL region in order for it to display properly. But, you know, that's not a big deal. Just, you know, nice that it, oh, that's some nice design there. But yeah, so it's not a big deal or anything. Obviously, if you are playing a PAL region game, you got to switch it over. So yeah, honestly, you know, this system is doing what I want it to do. It looks good, it plays good. So let's get into my final thoughts. I'll do a little bit of a recap of the system, and yeah, we'll get into that. So what do I think about the Mega Retron HD, and do I recommend this system for Sega Genesis fans who are looking for a way to play their cartridges on an HD television system? Honestly, I do recommend it. I think it's a pretty good product. After the Retron 77, I didn't really have high hopes for this because I thought the Retron 77 just wasn't that great. It had a lot of trouble reading cartridges and things like that, but I've been messing with this system for a couple hours now, and honestly, I don't really have any complaints. Like I said, there is a region switching switch on the bottom of the system. Make sure you pay attention to that, because when I first started playing Sonic 2, I was like, why does this feel slow? And that was because it was actually put on the PAL region, so I had to change that. But it does play NTSC-J games, NTSC-U games, and PAL games, so that's a huge plus in my opinion. It worked fine with the Power Base Mini as well. And I know a question that you guys are going to be asking me is, does this work with EverDrives? Now, while I don't own an EverDrive, I did reach out to my buddy Mad Little Pixel, who did confirm that it does work with an EverDrive. He actually did a review of this unit as well. I'll have a link to his channel in the description box down below if you want to check out his video on it as well. But yes, it does work with EverDrives too, so that's a huge plus in my opinion. So honestly, I do recommend this product. I actually think it's good. It's a good way to play Sega Genesis cartridges. I'm probably going to put it upstairs and have it just up in my bedroom and just play some random Genesis games whenever I feel like it. And yeah, you know, good job, Hyperkin, good job. So I want to thank Ryan from Castlemania Games for hooking up this product. Like I said, make sure you visit castlemaniagames.com. Check out his website. He's selling all sorts of stuff. If you want to pick up one of these, you can use the coupon code RGTCares to save 10% off your order. I don't get any kickback from it. It's literally just a way for you to save money. And Ryan is also sponsoring a $100 eShop gift card giveaway. I know you guys were concerned and wondering about the giveaway, so we're giving away another $100 eShop gift card. Look for the pinned comment in the comment section down below. I'm gonna hide it a little bit so that I make sure that you guys actually checked out this video and didn't just click the link. But yes, the Mega Retron HD definitely gets the RGT stamp of approval, and I think it's a good product. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this product. Do you think that you'll pick one up since it's only about $45, or are you waiting on the Mega SG? And as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.